What's going on? As you can see here, we got a wide load, 11 wide. We got the strobe light action. I actually got multiple patterns up there. I could have did it where I could just select which one I want, but I let them all rip. Anyway, we got 11 wide load here, water filtration system. We're going to a chemical plant with this, but as you can see, my banner, I got my flags sold in. These are the best. Either these, well, no, these are the best because they're sold in, less work. I had the other ones where you could stick the stick in there with the flag, and nah, this is the best right here. You can get it at Tri-City Canvas. You might find it at other places like Iowa 80, but they're sold in. Everything's bungeed down. We're good. But this is 11 wide load, and tarping is a question here because I had a driver ask me about tarps. Well, one of my guys, to determine which tarp to use, what kind of tarp to use, steel tarp, coil tarp, whatever, lumber tarps, using tarps with felt pads, like the pads underneath in the box. I still ain't got that door on, but ain't nothing wrong with the actual box as far as falling down or nothing. But which tarp to use? This load here is 11 foot wide. Its highest point far as height is 8 foot. So you got to think for a minute. Well, which tarp do I want to use? Do I want to use a 6 foot drop? Because they're not worried about the frame, because the piece is bolted on the frame. So do you use a 6 foot and see what happens? You probably could use a 6 foot, but you have to worry about the right here. You have to worry about this because one side's more square than the other, and I'll show it to you when I go around the back side. Because wind's probably gonna go in there, try to open it up or whatever. But being that this is like a 10 foot drop, it's wide enough where I could pull the flap back and won't have that problem. And this is over it. So we're pretty much good there. It was just that side over there, kind of like, suspect. But it is what it is right here. We'll monitor it going down the road, but so far so good. This tarp here I picked up at a tarp shop. We had a driver that we just bought the tarp and he turned it into Swiss cheese, which is there's no excuse for that to happen because we have that. And those are the pads you use for machinery, and they're looking a little dirty, so I'm probably gonna get them sprayed off or whatever. But I gotta put that door on there ASAP. I want a shorter box. I don't like this box really, but it came with the trailer, so it is what it is. But we had to get it fixed. I mean, we just bought the tarp and the tarp got killed. And it's just, there's no excuse really. Now, this thing is wrapped in heat shrink wrap or whatever, but they wanted it covered because they don't want the wind to hit it and open it up going down the road, which is understandable. Some places, now like those back there, I mean, you ain't gotta tarp those. Those things is tight. This right here ain't as tight, so whatever. It's bungee down pretty well. We got it secured. There's only 3 spots where you can secure this thing. So, because everything else is like straight, solid or whatever. It's 3 empty spaces where you just throw your straps through. The load is not 30,000 pounds like it said on the paperwork. I verified that from my scales right there. So, we're not even, I don't even think we're 30,000 pounds on the axles back here. So, we're like 20-something thousand. So, and when it's at 60 PSI, 61, you're right around 33, 34,000 pounds. On the back, if you run spread, then it's 2020. Same thing inside the truck. I mean, we don't run spreads on the truck, but 34,000, 60 PSIs. Now, everybody has different applications, but this is mine. But this thing's tarped pretty tight. They wasn't worried too much about the back. They just wanted the front and the side. I got my banner on. I got it actually, I got one bungee there pulling on it, and then I got my zip tie on it. It ain't going anywhere. I usually got it back here, but that's not the case today. Had to play with my damn strobe lights. As you can see, it's a little greasy right there. Had to get in there and play with it and fix all that. And it was hard to put the light back in, but I got it back in. But this load here, as you can see, how it's set up, that's why I was saying you might have a problem with the front if you put the wrong tarp on. So you have to make a decision on which tarp to use on certain loads. Is it a 6 foot? Is it gonna be an 8 foot? Is it gonna be a 10 foot? Shoot, I got an 11-foot drop. Some guys got tarps bigger than that for the double drops, RGN guys. But I have a 11-foot, not on this truck. I was supposed to use it, but it was some deal that I was gonna do in Nevada and I never got to it, which I still can, but whatever. As you can see, this side here, a little more square than the other side. So you can see what I mean by determining which tarp to use. Because if you use the wrong one, you're gonna have to roll them up, put them back together, and be done with it. So I played it safe. Here we go. Let's go ahead and use the 10-foot drop, 24 long, whatever it is. It's 24 long, and be done with it. Because if I were to use the 8-foot drop, I don't even have 8-foot drops. They're just 10, 6 and 10s. And then I got the little 4-foot, coils and things like that. I don't really hog coils. But you have to know which one to use on certain loads. I might have got away with an 8. I don't know. Maybe the front would have screwed me up because it's angled differently. So who knows? But the safe bet was to run this, and then that's it. I left it open down at the bottom. I thought I was gonna use my magnetic deal for the flags, but they had holes here, so I just zip tied it. But it ain't going nowhere. It's pulling down. I got the bungees there, and this is like beveled anyway on this end, so it ain't cutting my straps. But it's definitely airtight. I ain't gonna say airtight, but it's definitely tight, and it ain't going nowhere. So again, you have to determine which tarp to use on some of these loads. And I just made this because a driver of mine yesterday asked me about that. And it's gonna come a time we gotta make a decision. And I got all the tarps on the truck that you need. You just gotta get familiar with each one of them. Like I said, you got coil bags, which is just for a coil anyway. But then you got a coil tarp. I call it a coil tarp, or I call it like an LTL type tarp, which is like, I don't know, 16 long, 4-foot drop, something like that. Shoot, I got one that's like 5-foot drop, But I got like, I found 3 all last year. Well, no, I found one just before Christmas, wherever it's at. I don't know if it's this one. No, that might be the smoke. But I found one. It was a black one. And that's my little 5-footer. That's my little 6-foot drop. I found that blue one. I found that black one. So I found 2 black ones and a blue. So, hey, I'm saving money. Y'all keep dropping them tarps on the road, and I'll keep picking them up. And they be in good condition, too. I appreciate that. But anyway, again, you got to know what tarp to use in certain situations, because you don't want to be untarping and retarping all over the place. That one tarp right there, that's a smoke tarp. Smoke tarp is just something, it's about from here to like here, and it just covers the top. If you got a stack, the smoke don't get on the load, which most of the trucks now, the stack is at the fucking, on the ground, so you won't have much to worry about. But sometimes you needed to cover just a small piece, like the back, if needed, but they don't have to cover the back. So, again, you have to learn how to use certain tarps in certain situations. Don't get caught, tarping and retarping. Now, for you guys that's brand new to it, yeah, you're going to go through some growing pains like I did, Man, when I first started tarping, man, My first load was in Tucson, Arizona. This was in 2011, 10. And boy, my tarp was Swiss cheese. I had the steel tarp on there, some machine. Man, I tore that tarp to hell. It was no good. I threw it in the trash before I even got to the delivery. And sometimes you don't want to mess around, you know, and take the tarp off and say screw it, because the customer get mad when they see it. So, but you also gotta watch out, you know, with certain products in the D-rings and stuff. Now I don't have D-rings on this. This was supposed to be for, like, I don't know, I guess a jet engine or whatever. But what happened was nobody picked it up, so we bought it brand new. And so the way I use these is like this. That's how I run the bungees. I just loop it around and hook up. That's better for me. I don't have the hooks beating on the damn tarp, putting a hole in it. So that works out for me just fine. So it's like that all the way around. So either I'm finding tarps on the road or I'm finding the steel somewhere at a shop. We make it work. So, but the D-rings on some of these loads, they could beat upside, you know, depending, you know, if it ain't tight like this and it's just flapping or whatever, or the hooks, the D-rings and the hooks is going like that, put a hole in the tarp, now it's messing with the product. You don't want that problem. So you gotta learn how to use the bungees properly. Like we be hauling jet engines sometimes. They don't even want. They like this right here. They like one like this. I can use the rope and rope it up, or I take it and take the bungee, flip them upside down, and hook it to the bottom of the, you know, to the rail. So, but they don't want no hooks touching any part near the engine. They will tear your ass up when you short with that engine. So that's just something for you guys that if you get a jet engine load or something like that, and they require you to take pictures and all that, they will. So make sure you watch out for that. But you got to protect your tarp. You got to protect the product. Some tarps also, when they come with the D-rings, they got like little lips there so the hooks won't go through. That's a good idea. A couple of my tarps are like that. So you got a tarp like that, that's good. But the bottom line is make sure you tarp properly and make sure your product don't get damaged. And eventually, you'll become a good tarper. Now, is this the greatest tarp of all time? No, but it's pretty damn good. So, but anyway, we got to get out of here, man. I got to beat some curfews, and we'll see y'all later.